بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه وذرياته وأهل بيته وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم للخير يا فتاح وبك نستعين ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. We learned al-fi'l al-mudari', the present future tense. The better word to describe it is the imperfect tense, because the action has not been completed. We learned in this al-fi'l al-mudari' there's a ma'ruf and there's a majhul, an active and a passive. يفعل يفعلان يفعلون, and then يفعل يفعلان يفعلون. Then we learned the positive and we learned the negative, so مثبت and منفي. So يفعل يفعلان يفعلون, and then لا يفعل لا يفعلان لا يفعلون. Then we learned a different kind of al-fi'l al-mudari'. What was the second kind of al-fi'l al-mudari' that we learned? The second kind. Lam is the third kind. Lan. Okay, so the lan in the beginning. So that was the second. Nafi, at-ta'keed, billah. So this word brought emphasis in the negation specific to the future. That was one of the differences. And then it also brought a change in the word itself. So it brought a change in the meaning by bringing negation and emphasize. And then it was specifically for the future. That's the change. And then the change in the word was, it brought a nasab at the end, and I said inshallah we will discuss what nasab and jar and rafa, the states are, probably in the next class. So nadkhulu, I will enter, I'm going to enter, became lan nadkhula, or we. Nadkhulu means we will enter, we are entering, or we're going to enter. Lan nadkhula, change the meaning to we will never enter. In the same way, the majhul, yughfaru means that one man will get forgiven, and then will be forgiven. And then when you brought a lan in the beginning, lan yughfara, that one man will never be forgiven. Then we learned another type of al-fi'l al-mudari', al-fi'l al-mudari' with the addition of lam. Alright? This word made the meaning into madi al-manfi. Negative in the past tense. So it changed the meaning to madi al-manfi. And it also changed the word to the jazm state. Alright? Majzoom. Inshallah, we will discuss what majzoom means, but right now what we want to know is the ending, it was yaf'alu, it became yaf'al. Lam yaf'al, it brought a sakin in the last letter, and in the rest of the words it drops the noon, and we mentioned that. So it brought it to the lightest state. Lan brought it to a lighter state with putting a fatha, and lam brought it to the lightest state by bringing a jazm at the end. Lam yakhluq, Can anybody tell me what that means? خَلَقَ يَخْلُقُ means to create. Lam yakhluq. He did not create. Okay. So just like Madi Manfi, Ma khalaq, he did not create. Lam yakhluq, he did not create. Ma bu'ithtu, I was not sent. Lam ub'ath, I was not sent. Same meaning. Okay, ba'atha yab'athu means to be sent. All right, to send. So lam brought it to Madi. I was not sent. Remember, they came to the Prophet ﷺ and they started saying bad and evil words. So the Sahaba said, "O Prophet of Allah, why don't you make a bad dua against them, a dua against them?" So he said, "Innama bu'ithtu rahmatan, I have been sent as a rahmah, as a mercy. وَلَمْ أُبْعَثْ لَعَانًا, and I was not sent as a person who curses people, la'an, or who makes dua against people. I was sent as a rahmah. So lam ub'ath, I was not sent." Okay. Now, Dr. Saab had a good question which I didn't answer last time. If you already have Madi Manfi, ma fa'ala, he did not do. So what is the reason for bringing another word that has the same meaning? You know, it's a good question. I like it that people ask me these things, so I get to go and research and then bring it back and because we also read this a long time ago, so we have to brush up on what we forgot. So one of the things we must understand is Arabic is such a language that we can say one thing in many ways. Okay, you can say it using Madi Manfi, and you can say it using the lam, which is also coming in the Madi Manfi form. Easy answer. A little bit more detail. There are a few differences between Nafi Jahad Bilam and Madi Manfi. When Nafi Jahad Bilam comes, it has more emphasis than Madi al-Manfi. Alright, so it comes, number one, it comes for a little bit more emphasis. So if you want to say something in the past did not happen and you want to emphasize it a little bit, you're going to use the lam before it. Number one. A second reason, so whenever lam comes in the Quran, the negation is going to be a little bit more emphasized, okay? Then Madi Mutlaq Manfi. So we will use this. Also, it comes for tawbih. Tawbih means to scorn and to criticize. In Urdu, you say datna, and in English, you say to scorn, to criticize. Allah uses this lam to sometimes criticize someone and scorn someone, to scoff at someone. Okay? For example, in Surah Qasas, Allah is talking about Qarun. We all know, hopefully, about Qarun, right? So Surah Qasas, ayah number 78. Surah Qasas is the 28th surah of the Quran. So 28th surah of the Quran and the 78th ayah. Alright. Surah Qasas is the 28th surah of the Quran and the 78th ayah. So when the people, Qarun was given a lot of treasures, right? So people came to him and they said to become humble. They told him, this is wealth that has been given to you by Allah. So, given zakat, given sadaqah. So he said, قَالَ إِنَّمَا أُوتِيتُهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ عِنْدِي. This has been given to me only because of the knowledge I possess.
Which ayah?
78th ayah. 78th ayah of the 28th surah, Surah Al-Qasas. So then Allah uses the word lam. أَوَلَمْ يَعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ أَهْلَكَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ مِنَ الْقُرُونِ مَنْ هُوَ أَشَدُّ مِنْهُ قُوَّةً وَأَكْثَرُ جَمْعًا. Did he not know that Allah had destroyed before him generations, men who were stronger than him in might and greater in the amount of riches that they had collected? Okay, so lam ya'lam, does he not know? Ya'lam, alima ya'lamu, to know. Lam ya'lam, does he not know? But over here, the word is being used for tawbih. Tawbih means to scorn or criticize someone. So lam, when it comes in the Quran, it comes in this meaning. In Surah Balad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alam yaj'al lahu aynayn wa lisanahu wa shafatayn wa hadaynahu najdayn. Even this, did we not create for him 2 eyes? So even this has a meaning of scorn in it. And in Surah Hajj, I'm not going to turn to it because it takes too long, but I'll just read the ayah. Alam ta'lam anna Allah ya'lamu ma fi as-sama'i wal ard. This is Surah Hajj, ayah number 70. So Allah is talking to the pagans. The pagans would come to the Prophet and they would object to sacrificing the animals. You know, which animal that we're sacrificing can be eaten, which can't be eaten. So they were objecting. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Alam ta'lam. Let me see what the exact translation is. So Surah Hajj is the 22nd surah, and this is the 70th ayah. Know you not that Allah knows all that is in the heaven and on the earth? Verily it is all in the book. Alright? So they were arguing with the Prophet about slaughtering and the sacrifices that were made. So Allah used this as a tawbih. So I give you 3 examples. So lam is different in Madi. Madi will come just for negation. Alright, but lam will come for negation with a little bit of criticizing in it. That's the second difference. Third difference, Madi mutlaq manfi, there is no istimrar. Istimrar means continuity. Alright, that did not happen. And that's it. For example, ma walad. Ma walad, he did not give birth. You know, so it doesn't mean that in the future he won't give birth, you know, but he did not give birth in the past, but the future is open. He might give birth, he might not give birth. You know, men and women get together, so father is also giving birth. But when lam comes, the difference is it comes with istimrar, continuity. So when Allah says lam yalid, he did not give birth, walam yulad, and he was not given birth to, it's with istimrar and it's going to continue. It's not like it's going to stop and it might happen in the future. No, lam comes with istimrar. So it's continuity. Most of the time lam will come with istimrar, continuity. But sometimes it will come without istimrar also. So the difference in Madi Mutlaq, there's no istimrar, there's no continuity. But in lam there is continuity. So these are some differences between lam. So when you use lam, you have a little bit to, you know, it's not as simple and general as Madi Manfi. It can be specific in these special ways. So I hope that answers the question, inshallah. I went through a lot to get those. I actually went to different countries. And because, you know, the books that we studied from are not with me anymore. So those people who have those books, we get to call them and talk to them, mashallah. Anyway, okay, so today we're going to learn another type of al-fi'l al-mudari', the last type. So the first was general fi'l mudari', the second was nafi ta'kid, bilan, the first type, then the second type, bilam, and now the third and final. Okay, we're going to learn al-fi'l mudari'. After this, we're going to go to another tense which is called al-amr, the command. Okay, so we've finished al-madi, the past tense. Now we're finishing this al-fi'l al-mudari. So, al-fi'l al-mudari'u al-mu'akkadu bi-lam al-ta'kid wa nun al-ta'kid. Yes. There we go. And here we are. Al-fi'l al-mudari'u al-mu'akkadu bi-lam al-ta'kid wa nun al-ta'kid. So what does that mean? Al-fi'l mudari', which is emphasized with the lam and noon ta'kid. It can also be called tawkid. So lam at-tawkid, noon at-tawkid. It's from the word akada, which means to stress something, to emphasize something. You know, when you want to say, yes, are you going to do this? Akid, yes, I will do it. You know? So it's something used for emphasis. So when you want to say something in the most intense way, in the most exaggerated form, that you or somebody is going to do this definitely in the future. This is going to be khas only for the future. So the most strongest form of saying this will happen in the future in the Quran is used with this, in this form. Lam ta'kid and noon ta'kid. The most definite and the most emphasized. And it is only for the future tense. If you want to bring the most emphasis in an action that will definitely happen in the future, then you will bring a lam in the beginning of mudari and you will bring a noon at the end. So this is fi'l mudari. Yaf'alu. Right? He is doing, he's going to do. Let's just use the future meaning. Yaf'alu, he's going to do. Then you're going to bring a lam for ta'kid, lam for emphasis. So you brought a lam in the front, in the beginning, prefix. So it became la yaf'alu. Alright? And then you're going to bring a noon for ta'kid. And the noon, this is called noon thaqila. Thaqila means something that is heavy. Alright? It's heavy on the tongue. Alright? There's a shadda on top. So there's two noons, right? So la yaf'alanna. And let's make the translation of this. What I do to make it easy is there's one lam for emphasis and there's two noons for emphasis. So I add the word definitely 3 times. So he will definitely do it. Alright? Let's use another word. Daraba yadribu, to hit. Yadribu means he's going to hit. La yadribanna, he will definitely hit. You can use other words than definitely if you like. Certainly, he will certainly hit. I like the word definitely. It makes it easy to understand that there are 3 letters used for emphasis in this word. Now, the only difference that you can notice is on the lam there was a dhamma, right? Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. But this lam will change to a fatha over here, okay? So la yaf'alanna, okay? La yaf'alanna. The wahid mudhakkar ghaib is la yaf'alanna. The reason we have to change the fatha, the dhamma to a fatha is because the jama'a is la yaf'alunna with the dhamma. And that dhamma stands for plural, plural. So if you were to keep that dhamma here, then you would have 2 looking the same and we would be confused which one we're talking about. So what we did was we changed the dhamma to a fatha. So it became la yaf'alan. Alright? Let's go on. This lam, this is called lam ta'kid, noon ta'kid, thaqil. Lam for ta'kid, lam for stressing, noon for stressing, and the noon is thaqila, meaning it has a shadda on top of it. Thaqila means something that is heavy, thaqil. Alright? Because of the shadda, it became heavy, it became weighty, it became burdensome. So, the word itself became heavy, and even the meaning, the action is heavily emphasized. ثقيلة. Alright. It became also, when you put a shadda on something, it becomes a little bit heavier to pronounce. First it was يفعل, la يفعلن, so it became more heavy on the tongue. So this is called lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila. And then there is another form which is called lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, khafifa. Let me write both of these words on the board. Alright. So thaqila is written like this. Thaqila. Alright, heavy. And then khafifa, which means light. Alright. So when you want to emphasize something, you're going to say la yaf'alanna, noon, with the shadda on top. It's going to be called lam ta'kid, noon ta'kid, thaqila. And sometimes it's going to be just one noon, okay? So la yaf'alan, la yaf'alan. So this, there's a lam for emphasis, and then there's one noon. So one noon is khafif. It's lighter than two noons. So this is called lam ta'kid, noon ta'kid, khafifa. Alright? Because it's lighter than two noons, but it still has emphasis. So you're going to say that man will definitely do it. So there will be two definitely, and this is also used to emphasize. Now this comes in the Quran and Hadith. La yaf'alanna, la yaf'alani, these come in the Quran. As far as khafifa is concerned, it comes in the Hadith and different poems or poetry, but it does not come in the Quran. Okay? So we will only find the lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila in the Quran. But since it is there, we have to learn it. It comes in Hadith, it comes in Ash'ar, so we will learn it. Alright. So the lam, it brings emphasis, and the two noons, they bring emphasis, even if it's one noon. Khafifa means something which is light or effortless. So when we just say la yaf'alan, it's easier than saying la yaf'alanna. So it's easier on the tongue, so we say khafifa. Alright, so now let me say it in Arabic. Alright, قاعدة تكوين الفعل المضارع المؤكد بلام التأكيد والنون التأكيد فصل. فيما سبق ذكرنا الفعل المضارع المجزوم باللام. Whatever passed, we mentioned the فعل المضارع مجزوم with لام. فإذا أردت أن تكون الصيغ المضارع المؤكدة بلام التأكيد والنون التأكيد فإيتي بلام التأكيد في بداية الفعل المضارع وأضف نون التأكيد في آخره ولام التأكيد تكون دائما مفتوحة ونون التأكيد نونان النون الخفيفة والنون الثقيلة فالنون الثقيلة هي النون المشددة والنون الخفيفة هي النون الساكنة. So let's translate it. What if I was to say over here, okay? Let's put a word here. Instead of fa'ala, let's use the word fataha. So yaftahu, alright? So for jama, mudhakkar ghaib, what are we going to say? Yaftahu. La yaftahunna. Alright, be careful in not saying la yaftahunna, because la will become negating, okay? So if you add an alif, it becomes la. which is for negation, and we will learn that actually. That comes in nahi. But this is la yaf'alunna, so la yaftahunna. How will we translate that? That one man will definitely open the door. Okay? La yaftahunna al-bab. Or all those men. This is Jama Mudhakkar, right? So all those men will definitely yaftahunna al-bab. They will definitely open the door.
Is the Dhamma that shows you
Yeah, Jama Mudhakkar. Now I'm going to explain why that Dhamma is there. It was actually yaf'aluna. The Dhamma dropped, and that because of that Dhamma, the wow dropped and the Dhamma is left, and that Dhamma will represent the wow of Jama. Alright, so that's why it's la yaf'alunna. And we will see some examples of the Quran. Alright, how will we say you one lady will definitely help? So to help is an-nasru. Nasara yansuru. How will we say you one lady? One person got it. Yan will be men. Ranni. So the noon has a fatha on it. The noon has a fatha on it. You got to bring a kasra for the ya. Latansurinna. Latansurinna. Alright? Latansurinna. Alright, let's do mutakallim. Let's use the word stop. To stop. How do you say to stop? Mana'a yamna'u. Mana'a yamna'u. To stop someone. Mana. So I will definitely stop him. 3 definitelys. Mana'a yamna'u. So it's fatha yaf'u. All the letters will have a fatha on it. La amna anna. Okay? La amna anna. So let's make the whole thing. La yamna an. Wait, let me change that back to thaqila. Alright. لَيَمْنَعَنَّ لَيَمْنَعَانِّ لَيَمْنَعُنَّ لَتَمْنَعَنَّ لَتَمْنَعَانِّ لَيَمْنَعْنَانِ لَتَمْنَعَنَّ لَتَمْنَعَانِّ لَتَمْنَعُنَّ لَتَمْنَعِنَّ لَتَمْنَعَانِ لَتَمْنَعْنَانِ لَأَمْنَعَنَّ لَنَمْنَعْنَ. Okay? Because there's a noon in mana'a, it becomes a little hard because there's a noon right here, and then there's so many noons at the end. So let's use a word without noon. Alright, to wear. How do you say, what's the word for wearing?
Labas.
Labas. Good. So labasa, labisa yalbasu. Sami'a yasma. Labisa yalbasu. So la yalbasanna, la yalbasani, la yalbasunna. لَتَلْبَسَنَّ لَتَلْبَسَانِ لَيَلْبَسْنَانِ لَتَلْبَسَنَّ لَتَلْبَسَانِ لَتَلْبَسُنَّ لَتَلْبَسِنَّ لَتَلْبَسَانِ لَتَلْبَسْنَانِ لَأَلْبَسَنَّ لَنَلْبَسَنَّ. Alright, let's figure out these words first. So you brought a noon shadda at the end. For the tasniya, you have an alif. Yaf'alani. Remember? So the alif stays there. Yaf'ala. And then the 2 noons at the end. So yaf'alani. It was yaf'alani. It became yaf'alani. La yaf'alani. This was yaf'aluna. So the wow dropped. So yaf'alunna. La yaf'alunna. From yaf'aluna it became la yaf'alunna. This was taf'alu. So it became la taf'alu. And then the noon at the end. La taf'alanna. This was taf'alani. La taf'alani. This is a little bigger now. It's different. Remember we said the noon of jama' mu'annas, it never goes. It stays there. It never changes. So it was yaf'alna. Yaf'alna. So it became la yaf'alna, and then two noons at the end, la yaf'alnani. Now, this is an extra alif. Because remember, it was already yaf'alna, and then you bring two more noons, so three noons will gather in one place. So this is actually the rule. You can't have three noons gather in one place, so they brought an alif in the middle, so it became la yaf'alnani. Otherwise, it should have been la yaf'alna. You know, and you can't even say it. La yaf'alna. But because you can't join three noons together, you brought an alif, and whenever there's an alif before the noon will get a kasra. So it became la yaf'alnani. Whenever there's an alif before the noon, it brings a kasra. So la yaf'alani, la taf'alani, la taf'alani, la taf'alani. And then over here, la yaf'alnani and la taf'alnani. Everybody confused? Looks like it. I'm talking to myself. Actually, this is really easy. This is easier than others. All you did to make it full of stress was you brought a lam in the beginning and you brought two noons at the end. So yaf'alu, you bring a lam in the beginning, la yaf'alu, just like it's here. And then two noons at the end, la yaf'alanna. Okay? Now this was, what was the tasniya of mudari'? Yaf'alani. Everybody remember that? Or we still remember mudari', right? If you don't remember mudari', then it's going to be hard for you to get this. So keep going into the, all the videos that we've done. Keep going into them so you don't forget. So yaf'alani, la yaf'alani. And then two noons, la yaf'alani. Easy as that. Yaf'aluna, you brought a lam in the beginning, la yaf'aluna. Then two noons, la yaf'aluna. So the waw drops and it becomes la yaf'alunna. Alright? It's pretty easy. Only this word is a little difficult. It was yaf'alna. So la yaf'alna. And then you brought two noons at the end, la yaf'alnani. You have to bring this alif because you can't have three noons gather in one place. Alright. In the same way that mudari' had a ma'ruf and mudari' had a majhool, in the same way this noon ta'keed, lam ta'keed and noon ta'keed will also have a ma'ruf and a majhool. Okay? So, la yaf'alan, the only thing that's going to change in the majhool is you're going to change that fatha to a dhamma, just like the mudari'. So, la yaf'alanna, that one man will definitely do it, and la yuf'alanna, that one man will definitely get done. Okay? So it's hard to, if we use yadribanna, then it makes more sense. La yadribanna, that one man will definitely hit. La yudrabanna, that one man will definitely get hit. La yansuranna, that one man will definitely help. And la yunsaranna, that one man will definitely get helped. So both of these are in this handout that I gave. So if you look at this handout, the whole 14 words are on there. Layaf'alanna, and the first line on your left side is all the ma'ruf, and the second line on your right side is all the majhool. All of these, this is also online, so if you want to get copies of this, you can get copies of this online on the handout on the bottom of the page. Alright, so the whole conjugation is there. 14 words, alright? Now, I said there's two types. There's lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila. And I said there's lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, khafifa. The khafifa is the lighter form, and it's the it will only have one noon there, right? So la yaf'alan, that one man. Okay, let's use a different word. La yadriban, that one man will definitely hit. All those men will definitely hit. La yadribun. All right. Do you need me to write this on the board? Because it's already on your flyer. I mean, it's already in the handout. If you look at the back side of this, you will find that it's already there. Now, one difference between thaqila and khafifa is that thaqila comes in 14 forms, right? La yaf'alanna, la yaf'alani, la yaf'alunna, la taf'alanna, la taf'alani, la yaf'alnani, la taf'alanna, la taf'alani, la taf'alunna, la taf'alinna, la taf'alani, la taf'alnani, la af'alanna, la naf'alanna. But this only comes in 8. 6 of the forms this word does not exist in, because you cannot have it's not readable. It's not, you can't say it, so that's why you will not have those forms. So the only one that you will have, the nun ta'kid, lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, khafifa, is the first form, which is wahid mudhakkar ghaib. So it's going to be right here. So that's the first one. There is no tasniya for it. There is a jama for it. So la yaf'alan, la yaf'alun, then la taf'alan, and then there's no tasniya and there's no jama. Then you have the wahid mudhakkar hadir, and then you have the jama mudhakkar hadir, and you have the wahid mu'annas hadir. So, oops, let me write that better. So you don't have a tasniya, you don't have tasniya. So all the tasniyas, there are none in lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, khafifa. And you don't have the two mu'annas. Okay? So you only have 8 words. And you have it in the mutakallim. So you got this, and you got this. So la af'alan, la laf'alan. Okay? So la yaf'alan, la yaf'alun, la taf'alan, la taf'alan, la taf'alin, la af'alan, la naf'alan. 8. Let me do that again. La yaf'alan, la yaf'alun, la taf'alan, la taf'alan, la taf'alin, la af'alan, la naf'alan. I wanted to say it without stuttering. We used to say this day and night, so.
But they keep the shadda with that tasniya.
Yeah. So tasniya, there is, if you want, you can, it's only in the thaqila, okay? There is no khafifa in it. You can't say la yaf'alan, you know, la taf'alan, la taf'alan. It will be confused with another word, so you can't have it here. And you can't say la yaf'alnan, la taf'alnan. So it does not exist in these 6 words. That's why over here you only have it in the 8 forms. Okay. In the same manner that al-mudari mu'akkad bil lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila had a ma'ruf and a majhul form, in the same manner this khafifa will also have a ma'ruf and a majhul form. So let's say over here, let's use a word to help, okay? Nasara yansuru. That one man definitely got helped. Layun suran. Good. Because nasara yansuru, the ayn kalima hada dammat. Alright. Those 2 men, no, those 2 women definitely got helped. Those 2 women definitely got helped. Alright, one person is saying the right. Dr. Saab. those two women definitely got helped. Wow, I got everybody confused. Okay, the answer should have been that does not exist. Like he was saying, he was nodding yes, but if you would have nodded with a lot of, emphasis, thaqila, then I would have said, okay, you're right. It doesn't exist, remember? Khafifa does not exist in the tasniyas. So you can't say latumsaran, you can't say that. But if I would say those two women definitely got helped, then you would say latunsarani. Okay? Now watch, we will have some examples from the Quran and you will see that this is actually in the Quran. So we have to learn it. No matter how hard it seems, it's actually very easy. Alright, so okay, let's use the word shakara yashkuru. Shakara yashkuru. Let's ask somebody what that means. Shakara yashkuru. To give water to the plants? Shakara yashkuru. Nobody knows? Thank. Shukr. Alright. Shakara yashkuru. Alright. Let's say, let me give you a hard one. All you women will definitely thank. All you women will definitely, no, three definitely, okay? All you women will definitely thank. Ooh, almost. But there's a little mistake. Remember, there's three noons. Huh? Latashkur nani. Remember, there's a nu for tashkurna. First of all, it was tashkurna. Latashkurna, and then you put an alif and two noons. Latashkur nani. Alright, there's a lot of faces that are totally looking confused. Keep looking at the video, I guess. Alright. All of us will definitely thank. All of us will definitely thank. Lanash. Two times. Lanashkuran. Good. Lanashkuran. Alright. Two definitely. So lam is one definitely and noon is one definitely. So lanashkuran. And if I were to say all of us will definitely thank Len. Now I have to say it like this to differentiate between these words. Okay. Otherwise, to translate lanashkuranna, if we say we will definitely thank you, that's enough. But since we want to make a translation for the lam and then the one noon and then the second noon, that's why I'm saying it three times to make more sense. Okay. All right. Now we have 7 minutes, inshallah. So we're going to just go into the Quran, and let's go to Surah Al-A'raf, one of the surahs that I turn to a lot. All right, Surah Al-A'raf is the 145th surah, right? There's only 114 surahs, okay?
7.
So, all right, the 7th surah, good. And the 16th ayah. So the 7th surah and the 16th ayah. We're going to talk about what shaitan says. What Allah told us that shaitan said. 16th ayah? Alright, here we go. Oh wait, I'm going to wait till everybody gets there. The 16th ayah of the 7th surah. Alright, here we go. قال فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. Alright. So, what is this lam ta'kid, noon ta'kid? Is it قال? Mustaqim. Mustaqim. Lao. Not mustaqim. There is no la and there's no noon at the end. Alright, somebody got it. La aq'udanna. Is everybody there?
Yeah.
Alright. La aq'udanna. So qa'ada yaq'udu means to sit. Good job. Uq'ud. Sit. Alright. So qa'ada yaq'udu means to sit. So Iblis is saying, oh Allah, because you sent me astray, I will definitely sit in wait against these human beings on your straight path. So whenever we try to go on the right path, try to do something good, try to go to Hajj, try to go to the masjid, he says, I'm going to definitely sit there. And over here, remember I said the word qa'ada is different than jalasa. Jalasa also means to sit, qa'ada means to sit. But qa'ada has the meaning of ambush. Sitting in ambush and waiting to pounce on someone. So this is the word qa'ada, to sit in ambush. And I'm going to pounce on him. So if he wants to go to Hajj, I'm going to stop him. If he wants to go to the masjid, I'm going to bring something in the way. If he wants to do any good deed, I'm going to come in the way. So wherever is in the right path. Alright, so la'aq'udanna. So it's right here. La'af'alanna, la'aq'udanna. Pretty good example. There's an example in the next ayah, 17th ayah.
Before we go on, why is there a dhamma on ain?
So qa'ada yaq'udu. The ain kalima. Remember the ain kalima sometimes has a fatha on it, like fatha yaftahu, fa'ala yaf'alu. Sometimes it has a dhamma on it, nasara yansuru. So remember the ain kalima will have three things on it. It changes. So some of the words, they come in the fatha yaftahu, some comes in nasara yansuru. These are, as we learn more words. So qa'ada yaq'udu, the ain kalima has a dhamma on it. So that's one of the things. Okay, the next ayah, ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. This ayah I say a lot. So this has this example also. So who can tell me? شَمَائِلِهِمْ, where's the lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila? Shakirin. لآتين. Yeah, good job. لآتينهم. So it's also لأفعلن لآتين. لأفعلن لآتين. Then I will definitely come to them from in front of them and from behind them and from their right side and from their left side. So I will keep on pouncing on them. I will keep on attacking them. So atiyanna means to come, but it has the meaning of coming to attack. And he's using lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, so it's the most strongest way of saying that I will keep on attacking. So this is our enemy. There is no sajda that we do that he does not attack me and you. Oh, that's right. There is no sajda that we do, then he attacks me and you. Alright? Every sajda. So, focus in the salah. Every time we come to the masjid, our hearts should be very clean, because he's going to try to make us involved in different things, and we will totally lose what we came here to gain. So focus in the salah. Our hearts should be very clean towards one another, and it should be to elevate. So every time I come and leave the masjid, my iman, my taqwa, my everything should have elevated. So he's going to come. He's going to attack more here than he's going to attack us when we're in different places. So, I was giving the lecture the other day. The last sight that the Prophet had, it was Monday morning, and he was going to die. He's going to pass away around the time of duha. So in the time of Fajr Salah, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was leading the salah. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu led 17 salah, as he was, the last 17 salah was led by him. So from Thursday night, 1 salah, Monday morning, 1 salah, and between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 15. 15, 1 and 1, 17. So he led 17 salah. The last salah was at Fajr, and he was unconscious, coming into conscious, unconscious, very weak, very weak. But then on Monday morning, he got a little bit of khiffa. He felt a little bit of easiness, a little bit of strength. So he came, and he was in the quarters of Aisha, and he opened the curtain a little bit, and it says, فَتَبَسَّمَ وَضَحِكَ. He smiled. What did he see? This was his last time he saw. It's a sight. The last thing he saw, and he smiled, was he turned, and he saw the people united in salah. He completed his job, So the last thing he saw was them, and he became so happy. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu says that he started to back up a little bit, because he thought maybe the Prophet, and all of it, because it was in the front, the curtain was right there, so the Sahaba could actually see, and they all started smiling that maybe he's okay now, and he'll be fine. So he went like this, at your places, don't move. And then he closed the curtain, he went, and he became very ill then. And then he passed away. And the last words that were coming out of his mouth were as-salah. His last words were salah. His last thing that he saw was salah with jama'ah in the masjid, the ummah united. This is where shaitan will attack. He wants our ummah to be disunited, and he wants our salah to be, So I will definitely come to them from front and from the back, and from the right and from the left. So this is another example. Last example is Surah An-Naml, ayah number 21. Surah An-Naml is the 27th surah of the Quran and the 21st ayah. So Surah An-Naml, we know Naml means ant. Okay, ant. So if it's ant, it's going to probably be talking about the great prophet Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam. Alright? So 27th and 21st ayah. Alright. Now he was doing his inspection, and he didn't see the hudhud. He didn't see the bird. And so he became a little bit upset. So he's ayah number 21 of Surah An-Naml, which is the 27th surah. لَأُعَذِّبَنَّهُ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا أَوْ لَأَذْبَحَنَّهُ أَوْ لَيَأْتِيَنِّي بِسُلْطَانٍ مُبِينٍ. I will surely punish him with a severe torment or slaughter him. So let's look at the word slaughter. Who can tell me where the word slaughter is in this ayah? لَأَذْبَحَنَّ. From the word ذِبْح, to slaughter. So it says لَأَذْبَحَنَّهُ لَأَذْبَحَنَّ. So it's also wahid mutakallim again. So لَأَفْعَلَنَّ لَأَذْبَحَنَّ. So I will definitely slaughter this bird, because it's missing. So there is another example. Let's see. There is an example in the Quran with the Jama mutakallim. ارجع إليهم فلنأتينهم بجنود لا قبل لهم بها ولنخرجنهم منها أذلة. Return to them, and we will definitely come to them with armies which they will not be able to oppose. So this is the same Surah An-Naml, and Sulaiman alayhi salam is talking that we will definitely come to them. فَلَنَأْتِيَنَّهُمْ بِجُنُودٍ, with armies, which they will not be able to oppose. Okay. Oh, there's a famous ayah, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Alright? This ayah is spoken about a lot. And لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ. Okay, let's go to this ayah and then we'll finish it off, inshallah. This is Surah Al-Ankabut. So 29th Surah of the Quran and the 69th ayah. 69th ayah. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. And for those who strive hard in our cause. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. Those people who make a lot of effort. Those people who strive hard. 29th Surah, 69th ayah. Surah Al-Ankabut. Ankabut. Found it?
Yep.
Alright, the 69th ayah. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. As for those who strive hard in us, or our cause, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. We will surely guide them to our paths. Alright? A straight path. To get to Allah, there's many paths. Allah will give us the guidance to get to Him. Okay? So, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ is from the word hidayah. So, ha, dal, and ya. Alright? That's what we ask Allah every day. اهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ. Oh Allah, give us the guidance to the straight path. So over here, Allah will guide them definitely. So there's three definitely. This is Noon Ta'keed, Lam Ta'keed in the beginning, La, and then Yanna in the end. So there are more examples, but I think since it's already over 9, we will... Okay, there's one example in Surah Yusuf. وَلَئِن لَّمْ يَفْعَلْ مَا آمُرُهُ لَيُسْجَنَنَّ. So there's also a majhul in, there's a ma'ruf and then there's a majhul. Inshallah, we'll mention this example next Monday, inshallah. And I think we'll call it a night. So our salah is starting a little late, but we'll still try to get done by 9 o'clock, okay? We don't want to keep the class overnight. Subhanallah.
ولا السورة ولا الناس